All-Star break has ended, which now means we are nearing the end of the regular season and we're getting closer to playoffs and seeing where teams stack up against one another. And today in this video, that's exactly what we'll be doing. We'll be going over the 1 through 4 seeds in each conferences and separating the pretenders from the contenders. Starting with the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat have flew under the radar all year and now have seemingly snuck their way into first place. I don't know how surprised we should be considering this is only 2 years removed where they just went to the finals in the NBA bubble, but should it honestly be that surprising considering their offseason pickups? They pick up 2 champions in Kyle Lowry and PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker coming fresh off a championship where he just was able to play a vital role in helping Milwaukee win the championship, and getting Kyle Lowry, which he was the co-superstar and had a 40-point game in the finals with the Raptors. Not only those, you have Victor Oladipo, who's been hurt all year, but he's expected to be back within the next 2 weeks. Plus Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, your core guys, Duncan Robinson. Then you factor in a special year from Tyler Hero, who's having himself a 6th man of the year kind of season. At 20 points a game, 5 rebounds a game, and 4 assists a game. And I know everyone remembers earlier this season when he said he belonged in the same conversation as Trae Young and Luka Doncic. It was on Twitter, everyone thought this man was crazy. This man is now out here having a 6th man of the year type season, and is one of the big reasons why his team is in the first seed in the East. The Heat are one of the more well put together teams from top to bottom. I personally feel like when you have a roster made up of 8 solid guys, you actually start to flirt with that super team. This roster is slightly different. They don't have enough high quality guys to flirt with that super team line, but they do have a deep 8-man rotation that they can play and not have to worry about production fall-offs. Another team who's in the same category as them and doesn't have to worry about production fall-offs as well are the number 2 seed Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls are sitting at the 2nd seed as a big thanks to DeMarvelous. The more he shoots, the more he scores. The more they play, the more record he breaks. DeMar DeRozan. Shout out his counterpart Zach LaVine, who's been out and he missed some time. But this team is sitting at the 2nd seed and they haven't been healthy for a majority of the season. Lonzo Ball's been out. Alex Caruso is out with the sprained wrist. He's missed some time. So this team is sitting at the 2nd seed and they haven't reached their peak. A large part of this run that has had the Bulls in the 2nd seed was also done without Zach LaVine as well. And if you let Zach LaVine tell it, him and DeMar DeRozan are the best 1-2 punch in the NBA. Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, Alex Caruso, JaMychal Green, Kobe White, Vucevic. This team is one of the more deadlier teams in the NBA, and especially here on this Eastern Conference side. They're sitting at the 2nd seed. These 1 through 4 seeds are so close that it can go any way. But when you want to look to get healthy, and you want to look at a team who's hitting their peak at the right time and they don't even have all their guys back, you look no further than the Chicago Bulls. Now on to the 3rd seed, Philadelphia 76ers. Very small sample size, but in these 2 games of James Harden coming over, and it being James Harden and Joel Embiid, scary hours have been activated. James and Joel look as deadly as there can be. Tyrese Maxey actually looks like the guy who's benefited the most from this trade. He's had 2 great games already so far. And like I said, this is going to be a very small sample size, but James Harden has already come in, had a triple-double his most recent game against the Knicks, about 2 rebounds off a triple-double his debut, but he's come in, he's facilitated, and whenever they needed him to assert his will, he's been able to assert his will. That happened against the Knicks. They had a dead period. He was able to come down and get like 2 straight buckets, just get the rhythm back in the offense. Joel Embiid is playing his best basketball he's played. I've already called him Baby Shaq with a jump shot. I'm hearing a lot of this is modern day Kobe and Shaq. They've played 2 games. I can't stamp them that yet. But with them being in the 3rd seed, and with it already being bright spots in their 2 games, you could only imagine what it looks like when they're fully gelling. On the flip side, when this doesn't look as glorious as it looks right now, I just don't want everyone to run away and scatter from this. They're going to be a dynamic duo. They're going to have a great chance to contend for a title this year. because I don't really know what you could do about James Harden and Joel Embiid. The defending champs, the Milwaukee Bucks, are the 4th seed currently. One of the reasons outside of them being the defending champions, so you can't count them out, is that their big three, all of them average over 5 assists. Giannis averages 6 assists, Drew Holiday averages 6.6 assists, and Chris Middleton averages 5.3 assists. When your 3 best players all play unselfish, it helps the flow of the team and it keeps everyone in rhythm. The whole team eats. Bobby Portis has stepped into a magnificent 6-man role. Actually, he's probably behind Tyler Hero as in the 6-man of the year runner-up. He just had a huge outburst against the Nets where he had 30 points. You factor in they've picked up Serge Ibaka this year to replace Brook Lopez, who's had back surgery, so he hasn't played. But having Serge, another guy who when you watch them play, it takes the pressure off of Giannis. Giannis no longer has to guard the opposing team's best big man. Serge Ibaka, when he's in for those spurts, can take that off of Giannis. Giannis can focus more on the offensive end. But this team is one that flies under the radar mainly because it's the Milwaukee Bucks. We didn't expect too much from them last year. They're not being talked about the most this year, but they are definitely a force to be reckoned with. With roughly about 20 games left in the season, who is your way too early pick to win it all? Drop it in the comments. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.